This day was like any other in the life of Valentina Carmen. She had to take a spaceplane and rendezvous with a conventional spacecraft already in orbit, where the boys were waiting for her. For this, a careful climb is required, where the monitoring of the single Rapier engine is essential. It has to have enough thrust to break the sound barrier, which is very tricky with this spaceplane. But once that is achieved, it can easily go into orbit with a lot of fuel remaining. And this is what she did. The flames didn't bother her at all. She was already accustomed to that fact. The rocket mode pushed the spaceplane into a very low orbit just above the atmosphere, where she could wait for the critical time to start the rendezvous. This happened after a few orbits. And it was a success. And as a standard docking procedure, when the two spaceships were already very close, the remaining positioning happened with the RCS thrusters and the usage of an onboard monopropellant. As usual, the docking was quickly executed and was 100% successful. However, the mission was not completely decided at that point. It depended on the fuel. There were a lot of fuel reserves on the Soyuz spacecraft, so there was a possibility to land on the moon. But then she wouldn't have enough fuel to come back, so it was decided that just an easy flyby was the goal on a free return trajectory. So no fuel transfer was initiated, and the spaceplane went off to its own orbit, leaving the boys behind. After a successful injection burn, Valentina just had to wait until she passed next to the moon, very close, around 300 kilometers, where she could watch the surface from up close. She noticed that the windshield was full of scratches. Probably it was Jeb's doing. Maybe this spaceship was not completely alone in the hangar this night. Maybe Jeb took it somewhere. Because there are no heat shields on this space plane, first just an aerobraking maneuver was executed to get an almost low orbit speed. The remaining tiny amount of fuel was enough to adjust the orbit the regular 75 kilometers altitude orbit. And from that, the final descent was initiated towards the Kerbal Space Center. During the descent, the attitude of the spaceplane is extremely important. The nose-up attitude creates enough drag to survive the re-entry. However, there came the few meters before the landing, and that was critical. Doesn't so. No, it's okay, but maybe I cannot make it. What was? Ah. Into launchpad. This error didn't happen for months. Ah. The last transmission from Valentina Kerman indicated the aircraft was operating normally. The investigation determined the reason of the crash was structural failure of the left wing, caused by radiation from the materials used in the launchpad. The construction company, SQUAD, denies any connection with the accident and refuses to take responsibility for the death of Valentina Kerman.